Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Reconnecting Pakistan, an effort to bring you inspiring stories of Pakistanis building impactful careers, both globally and right here at home in Pakistan. In each episode, we explore the journeys, decisions, and challenges that shape high performing professionals and what others can learn from them. If you're a Pakistani looking to grow in your career, whether locally or internationally, these conversations are designed to give you a practical insight and with real perspectives. Today's episode, however, is a little different. Instead of speaking with someone who has moved abroad, we're sitting down with someone who is building and driving transformation within Pakistan itself. I'm joined by Jawwad Qutbi, country head of business transformation at PostEx. Jawwad, mashallah, has previously worked with the Alibaba Group, where he led business excellence initiatives across multiple countries and is now applying that experience to drive operational impact here in Pakistan. I'm really looking forward to this conversation, and let's get right into it. So, Jawwad, assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for joining Reconnecting Pakistan. This, for me, is a very interesting podcast because previously what we have done with Reconnecting Pakistan is that we have had online interviews, but this is the first time we're not doing it in person. Jawwad has been a really good person when it comes to knowing him off camera, outside of workplace, and what he's working with the PostEx itself is transformative, to say the least. Jawwad, I'm going to start with the interview. Can you introduce yourself and what you're building at PostEx?
Hello, thank you Adam for having me and for accepting the request to do this in person.
My pleasure.
So starting with what Jawwad Qutbi is, I'm an engineer by profession. I have graduation, post-graduation from London, and I've started my career at Daraz as an associate, last month associate, and then I move up the ladder. I worked my through up to the ladder for last 4 years, 4 or 5 years. It was a contractual position on which I joined, and then I moved up to the country manager position. It was an exciting journey. It was around 4 or 5 promotions in 3-4 years, and recently I switched back to PostEx. So this is Jawwad starting his career in operations excellence and now moving to the next phase of business transformation at PostEx. Yeah,
that's amazing. And after you experienced the Alibaba Group, why choose to build in Pakistan now?
All right. I think there is still a lot of opportunity at Alibaba as well. Like since Daraz has expanded into 5 countries: Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Myanmar. So I had this opportunity in front of me. Either I have to go to scale the things that we did in Pakistan and Bangladesh to do those things in Sri Lanka, or to do apply those learnings to PostEx in Pakistan. So I have had this opportunity right in front of me. Why I chose PostEx here is see, at the end of the day, it was kind of about making yourself visible by doing the things that you have to do, and it all comes down to like if I talk about other things, for example, monetary benefits, other benefits that you get at job. The last one that I was looking forward to was the impact. Like, what's my role in all of this ecosystem and what am I doing?
Yeah.
So that's why I chose to stay at PostEx. And there are other reasons as well that you will also talk about during the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds exciting, Jawwad. Right. So thank you, Jawwad. Now we move on to the 90-day impact, which is the core of your PostEx transformation journey. And the thing is, I've been following Jawwad for quite some time, and I saw that Jawwad recently moved to PostEx. And on every LinkedIn post, he talks about 1 by 90, 30 by 90, 24 by 90, 60 by 90. So I wanted to understand what exactly is this 90-day? What is he building in those 90 days? So Jawwad, I want to talk about the 90-day impact that you have been really marketing about on LinkedIn. So what were the biggest problems you identified in your first few weeks at PostEx?
I think on the right before even before joining PostEx, I got to know about a lot of things that needs to be changed in PostEx, and with respect to the teams, with respect to how they thought about things, and the Pakistani culture that I always talk about. So there were two options in front of me. Either I get into it and watch it and maybe become a part of it, or maybe start. The resistance that I face, I become like frustrated by it, and then go back to my previous work or another thing. So instead of doing that, I took it as a challenge that I have to not only fight this culture, but to restructure it or transform it into something. Because see, it goes back to what I've been taught throughout my life. Like don't hate the person, hate the process. Or the weaknesses are in the processes, or the weaknesses are there when it comes to how you think about things. So that's a mindset shift that I wanted to apply in these 90 days. So I give myself a challenge that instead of just entering and saying this is wrong, and pointing out all the problems, just don't highlight the problems. Also bringing the solutions to those problems, and use the same people to solve those problems. So that was the challenge I gave myself that I have to do in 90 days. So that is all this hype about, yeah.
So you're basically more of an executioner rather than just complaining about what's wrong.
I wasn't like this throughout my career, but I think Alibaba transformed me into this thing. The whole transformation that Daraz went through, I think that transformed me as well as a person. And the leaders I met, I grew from at Daraz. They were amazing. They are still very amazing people. And leaders of the market, Asian market. So they transformed my personality.
That's really interesting. It's really interesting. But after these 90 days and overall throughout your career, especially after you joined PostEx, what's that one change you made that created immediate impact?
I think there are a lot of things that I can talk about, like changing KPIs, some resources, some key stakeholders, hiring some HODs or etc. But the one change that I think made the most good, it created a center of excellence as well. But on the second day, maybe, I brainstormed it right before that. This is something that is going to help us. But the one thing, if I can pinpoint it, it's that culture of going out to the informal coffee meetups and that late night dinners and the gossip over the kabas. So that is what actually changed a lot of things. So what I did in my first 15 days, I haven't asked HR what is the hierarchy, how does it follow. I just analyzed which people sit together and what are the groups there. So I invited every group. And thankfully they were happy enough to like I invited them as a host, and they were happy enough to come on my request. So I get on maybe like 15-16 lunches from different people and different groups of the company, and those informal conversations, I think that opened up a lot of things. I was being able to convey my message. I was being able to hear their thoughts. I was being able to get into that feedback sessions right away. So that is something which I think was is the thing that really changed a lot of things, as per my opinion, in PostEx. Yeah.
Lovely. But then, okay, so that is something that changed. But then I want to know about what did not work in these 90 days.
What did not work in these 90 days? I think there is one thing that I'm still working on is to be less control freak. Because see, when you build something, you get attached to it, and you started to believe that you deserve all the praise for it, and it's more of a since see. I'm a person who's very who has worked worked a lot to be where I am right now.
You worked your way up basically.
And not in just terms of corporate, in terms of a lot of other things, from my life, from my career, from in my studies, and a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So see, when you live that life, you become a person who is more of a self-believer, but also he becomes a narcissist with time. So and he thinks that he is right in everything and he does everything right. So that is something which I'm still figuring out how not to take that to, like, that thing should not get to my head. Like, I have done this thing because of people here, because of people listen to me, and because of a lot of other things. I also used to say, not used to, I also use the word kudrat, like there is some part of it, like a lot of part of it in all these conversations, and that happened. And the conversion of this culture and what I'm calling transformation or transition. So that happened because of a lot of factors. So I just don't want that things to go to my head. Okay, like I did this. It has to be we. So that is something which, in my opinion, I haven't changed that much, but I'm still working on it.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, Jawwad. But then at the end of these 90 days, how are you measuring success?
I think it's a very relevant question, and this is a question I've been asked multiple times because I got some feedback like 90 days happened, or like what's the impact of what has happened. See, if I have to convert this into a title, does title matter in 90 days? Have I changed something, or what's the key matrices that is going to the KPI? We usually call it in our e-commerce, like what's the key performance indicator?
Yeah.
So I think, in my opinion, the key performance indicator is people are going out for dinners, people are talking to each other, people are more open to share their opinions, and I think attaching a KPI to it, it's the energy in the room, and I don't know. See, as I said, already mentioned, I'll always say it has changed. Like I was a change agent who did that, but there were a lot of factors to it. So I think going back to the basics of it, I would say the people, they have started thinking differently about things.
Within PostEx?
Within PostEx. So I've got a lot of feedback on this, like what people thought things, what actually has changed in the last 90 days.
No, but then the thing is, I'm going to cut you here. That if the people have changed the way they think and they find themselves in a different position, that could be a metric of success for them. But then if we talk about Jawwad Qutbi towards the end of these 90 days, what is the metric of success for you?
Very valid question. I think the metric of success for me was, am I being able to build more Jawads or no?
Okay.
That's
so that's where the people part come in then.
Yeah. So if they are questioning the status quo, if they are asking the same question that I'm asking, if they are pinpointing like this is something wrong, so if that hygiene is created, I think that is a change I always wanted at the back of my head, and that has. I'm seeing that happening. Do I want acknowledgement of that? I'm not sure. But I think the more success, the success which I feel is that people are saying things out loud which they were not saying back when I was not here.
Perfect, amazing. So that was the 90-day impact core that we just spoke about, and now I want to know more about how you execute within your professional role. So this section is called the execution section. When you look at operations in Pakistan, what are the biggest inefficiencies people overlook?
Okay, since I have experience of Daraz and PostEx of 4 months, I would say there are 3 main challenges in the industry. Standardization. Okay. We don't follow, like as a Pakistani, we don't like to follow protocols and SOPs. It's a part of our nature. So, but following SOP is the second part to it. First part is creating SOPs. So I've seen people, they are not even inclined towards creating of SOPs because they think maybe they are creating their own jail for them, like they will bounded by those KPIs or the SOPs they will create. So that is the first thing that I see the lack there, and now I think industry is growing very fast, and this is the thing that is the first step towards execution or standardization, because you cannot measure but it's not stable at the same time. So first is standardizing everything, making an SOP out of it. Then the second part is I would like to link this back to one of the books I was reading during this transformation phase. It's about the writer is Jim Collins. It's Good to Great. So there's a whole process, and there are different steps how he says what best companies does to transit for the transition from good to great. So I picked some of the things from there, and the second thing is putting the right people in the right seats. So I have this personality of reaching out to people, talking to people, and get to know like what they are feeling and what type of person are they. So the second thing I did was, after creating those SOPs, I brought in the people, and I was very fortunate enough that the C-suite and the other leaders at PostEx accepted those suggestions that I made during my probation. So it's a big thing for me.
The first 90 days, basically.
Yeah, first 90 days. I think I placed a second position on the second day I was in the office. Which does tell that you are not very good fit for the role, but luckily I stayed, and the people I recommended are still there. So the second thing was putting right people in the right seats. Third and the last thing, which I think is very good and very mandatory for execution or fast execution, is to give authority to people. Like once you bring in the right talent, you don't question them. You bring in the right talent. I would not say not question them. I would say not guide them. Like they will come and they will tell you like these are the options that we can do, and then you choose from those options. So that formulation of options, that freedom has to be there for the right talent. So see, it's very difficult for a company to get good talent and then providing a culture where that right talent can work towards a better future.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And I think I'm going to just circle back to what you said earlier about the inefficiencies part. People in Pakistan, I mean, I recently moved to Pakistan from the UK, and I've realized that people in Pakistan don't like to be held accountable for their actions. They run away from their responsibilities. And if you have an international management or somebody who is leading you from an international background, their biggest, you can say, feedback or the biggest concern that they always talk about is that people run away from their responsibilities. They just do not want to talk about what they were supposed to do, what they could have done, and then एक कहानी है कि वो गोल कर देते हैं, वो घुमाना शुरू कर देते हैं आपको उसके आसपास. So that's.
And we're really good at it.
Pakistanis are exceptional at it, by the way. Yeah. So that's really good that you were very open about the biggest inefficiencies in Pakistan when it comes to operations. But then, if you had to fix a struggling logistics operation, now let's just focus more on the logistics part of PostEx. If you had to fix a struggling logistics operation, what are the first 2 to 3 things that you would do?
I think I did the same 3 things, and I'm currently doing that. That the whole culture part, that everyone is responsible for something, and he has to be an active part of the organization, and that laid back attitude has to go.
Yeah,
that is first thing.
Yeah.
After that, the second most important thing is what are the indicators, what are the KPIs for them. So we are redefining it, we are building it from scratch, that this is what a performance culture looks like. So it's performance based incentivization that we are doing, that we're very focused on. Like yes, you get the reward, but why are you getting the reward? that has to be very clear in front of that. These are the KPIs that I need to work on,
Yeah.
and these are the performance indicators. Staying up to 9 or 10 in the office, or like moving in, like keeping your face in front of your manager is not the KPI.
That's true.
KPI is the impact that you are creating and what value you have changed. Like it was 4, you have moved it to 5 or not. So that is the second thing that we are working on. The last thing, which I think is the backbone of the logistics industry, is the cost. See, not just logistics industry, in any business, the cost of service is something that has to be the biggest barrier to entry for any other competitor. So that is something that we have not only not talk about any single particular logistic function or a company. Every other business, especially after COVID and this era, they have to work on that so that they can improve their sales pitch to the customers. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm very interested in the cost part. I mean, this is not a question in the questionnaire, but I want to talk about this from a third person point of view. You're talking about cost.
Yeah.
In this day and age, after COVID, inflation has skyrocketed. The fuel prices, even last night, they went up, by the way.
Yeah.
So we now see that within the Pakistani economy, the fuel prices are not constant. In fact, in the whole world right now, it's not constant. And you mentioned that when it comes to a logistics business, cost is what you have to try and streamline or keep in control, because if your cost goes up, obviously the cost that the customer will bear also goes up.
Yeah.
How do you, I don't know, fix the cost problem?
Okay, I think fixing the cost problem, we did this whole activity back in at Daraz as well, Alibaba, etc. G2 and gross to net exercise. I led that battle with other HODs. It was chaired by CLO.
CLO is?
Yeah, I'm actually a very amazing guy, great guy, very focused guy. In fact, one of my mentors. This whole activity. It's more of a governance role. Once you start looking at it, it starts getting optimized. Because see, the first part of improving something is to measure it. So if you are not measuring your cost, I think you are not looking at it from optimization lens. So first part was monitoring it. Once you start monitoring it, you get to know, okay, these are the leakages, these are the areas where you need to improve, these are the areas where you need to build better controls, and XYZ. So there are a lot of areas that I see right away in front of my eyes that these needs to go away, and these leakages needs to be plugged in, and then the cost part will improve. There are some moonshots as well, like EV should be there, and there should be swappable batteries at every touch point across the city. Yeah. So these are ideas that are new to the Pakistani, relatively new to the Pakistani ecosystem, but I see these ideas progressing in the near future.
Okay. And now we're going to move on to a part which is essentially just linked to your leadership skills and your Pakistan lens, basically. Now, I do appreciate that we have touched base on this particular question earlier in the question before. But what's the hardest part of driving change in teams here in Pakistan? I mean, yes, we know about people not taking accountability. That's one thing that everybody is concerned about, I guess. I mean, I'll give you an example. So right now, I'm a team lead for procurement and commercial operations for a firm in Pakistan. I'm working remotely for a British firm. My team members are Pakistanis. And when I got in charge of the team, I told them that, listen, I don't really care about what time you clock in, what time you go home. You want to stay here for 6 hours, you want to stay here for 10 hours, I don't care, as long as you get the job done. When it comes to you, Jawwad Qutbi, what's the hardest part of driving change in teams here in Pakistan?
All right. I think I've seen this phase, and normally when I'm in C-suite meetings, I pitch this as my specialty, that I'm the one who's going to talk to the ground team, and I'm going to take it, change their mindset.
Yeah.
So the biggest challenge that I see there happening is, I think it's their Okay, let's look at it very differently. Uh, why they don't want to change? Why would they not want to change? See, change management is a special topic for everyone in the world, not just Pakistan. But why specifically Pakistan? See, we are very adaptable to the change. How fuel prices go up, we are still going. Gas prices go up, gas load shedding, every other like throw a problem at us and we'll negate it and like
carry on with the life.
Yeah, we'll carry on with the life.
Yeah.
So I think the more important issue at hand is not just they're not willing to change or they don't know how to change. I think it's more of what's in it for them. See, this is a mindset of instant gratification. That is, I see a lot of things happening. Like the new generation, younger generations are in this mindset. Like they want instant food, instant loan, instant cash, instant, like everything is instant. And I found this change in me as well. The resistance to change as well. So I started reading books. I think I mentioned a book earlier as well. So and it's just few months back. I don't read that much book. Don't think of me as someone who reads a lot of books. I have read only.
You're a lone scratch.
भाई वो पता नहीं कैसे हुआ. Alright, so it's only 3-4 books that I've read my whole life, and which are also very recently. So I think the main issue is the delayed gratification. So I've started like there it should be you should get that gratification or peace or what they call serotonin, but not right away. So it has to be, you have to process that. You either have to read a whole book to get to that story.
Yeah.
So I think that is something that needs to, मुझे एक सब्र था ना, the patience and that to chew the food completely. Now it's fast food. Now it's, so we don't do that very often now. So I think that getting into details, that improving that habit of improving 1%, that needs to come back to the people of Pakistan. In me as well, I'm also part of it. So I think that is where that change needs to happen. That we need to have that mindset of improving 1% every other day. Yeah.
Perfect. Jawwad, can someone build a high impact career in Pakistan without leaving, and what does it take?
Okay, I think I'm a little too young to answer this question in terms of career. Like people have decades of career, but since you asked, I think for myself what has worked is I outwork everyone in the room. I enter a room where I'm the youngest and I start outworking everyone.
That's a big flex.
Yeah.
And that's a blessing, by the way.
Yeah. So that is what I do. I don't look towards what needs to happen or what I should do, what is my JD. I just enter a room. I'm the youngest. Okay, let's outwork everyone, and that is the only crazy thing I've done in my career till now, and that has worked so well for me till now.
No, but then when we talk about people who go abroad, work over there, come back to Pakistan, like I'll give you an example. I'll talk about myself. I went to the UK back in 2022. And I had like 2 years of experience in Pakistan at that time. Then I worked for about 4 years in the UK, and now I'm back in Pakistan. So now I have you can say, a comparison metric. I can see that, okay, people in the Middle East work on a different spectrum, people in the West work on a different spectrum, people in Pakistan or India, for that matter, work on a different spectrum. But I was with the mindset that maybe, I have to leave Pakistan to have a high impactful career. But then I see people like you, people who are, entrepreneurs, people who are high achievers. And I want to personally ask you this question, and for the viewers, can someone build a high impact career in Pakistan?
For me, it did work well. For me, it did. See, I like there was maybe during your intermediate and all those classes, school, and then your university, people talk about going abroad and for higher studies and XYZ. It was never in my list, to-do list. Why? I don't know. I was never that fascinated about the concept of going abroad and uh, getting higher education from there, or not just higher education. That is maybe that's a separate thing, but doing a job abroad. Maybe it has worked very well. I did see it's working very well for a lot of people. But you got one life, so I think it's more about how you want it to be, how you want to live it. So, in my opinion, I've never thought about that decision, like either I have to go abroad or I should go abroad. Like I chose something which is the best possible scenario in front of me, which is playing to my strengths instead of going to a different game altogether and then playing there. So I chose Pakistan, that let's stay here and then focus on what you do best instead of exploring areas and then finding वो जो तलाश है ना कि कहीं और कुछ बेहतर है. It's the grass is greener on the other side.
That's a good saying.
ये it's a ऐसा नहीं है. मुझे लगता है, मुझे ऐसा नहीं लगता. तो
fair enough. And that was a very interesting answer, by the way. A very debatable answer, but very interesting answer. And I like that. I like the honesty and the rawness of that answer. Because people in Pakistan, I've met a lot of people in Pakistan who have made it big. And then I see people like you who are on the path of making it even bigger, mashallah. Jawwad, we're going to close this interview with one last question. What does Reconnecting Pakistan mean to you?
All right. I think since I've already mentioned in the start as well, that thank you so much for doing this in person. Why? Because there's a I think video it's moving on the internet of Barack Obama. I think we have saw it already. That he said that whenever you enter a room or a cabinet or anywhere, there's always high performers, low performers, and the medium performers, and some low performers, like bottom line as well. So I think Reconnecting Pakistan is should be the platform, and I've seen that in your last podcast as well. When I've seen those videos, like everyone should have that confidence that he belongs to the table. Like there is a seat for them at the table. That they don't have to ask somebody. They don't have to ask for permission to sit at that table and share what they think is right. Always doing something, building something that not takes, like it takes a village. It takes a village to raise a kid. So that's how it happens. To build something meaningful, to build something that lasts, it takes everything you have. It takes every connection you have. It takes all of the strengths and people you have in your circle.
Yeah.
So Reconnecting Pakistan is a platform from where I want to express or share my thought with the people that you are connecting with. That wherever you are, either you are abroad, you are in Pakistan, you belong. You belong and you deserve the space. You are worth whatever you think you are worth. So that is the message I want to. That's a takeaway message I want to.
Yeah, that's really good because
for all the people who are watching this.
The thing about Pakistanis that I've met within the country and abroad, a lot of them feel like that they don't belong over there, that they maybe didn't deserve to be in that position. We personally noticed a lack of confidence in a lot of Pakistanis. A lot of Desis. I've seen Indians as well, I've seen Nepalis as well, Bengalis as well. It's just a lot of South Asians basically, that they don't belong in a room where, that they probably see just...
They're not invited,
They're not invited. But then it's literally all about, having the guts to just get up from your seat and take what you want.
Yeah.
That's all. Reconnecting Pakistan, the whole point of this podcast is for us to connect with people who are high achievers, but at the same time who came from humble backgrounds, who came from nothing, who were not spoon-fed success into them. I came from a background that was an engineering background. I wasn't spoon-fed, success but then I had the will to do something, and I went and did something. The same with Jawwad, and I'm pretty sure. And even the other guests that I had back in my previous interviews, they were not Ivy League graduates, they were not Russell Group graduates, neither am I, but we still had the courage to, do something about it. And I really hope that with this podcast, people in Pakistan and abroad can learn that you belong to that seat, like you mentioned.
You deserve to be there.
You deserve to be there. And with this, we're going to now end the podcast. Jawwad Qutbi, it was an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Likewise, thank you so much.
Congratulations on completing your 90 days with PostEx.
It will be 99 by 90 post.
I'm looking forward to that post, and what you have been building at PostEx is really transformatory. I've been looking at your post for a very long time, and I hope to, see much more good things from you in the future.
Inshallah.
Thank you
so much.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Likewise.